Hey everyone, it's me, Matt. Thanks again for joining me today. We're doing another quick review video for those of you looking at some new plate carrier equipment, something you may want for airsoft, something you may want to use in your own military careers. Have I got a new system that is really good for you? Now, in all honesty, I've already done a video on a product that's sent to me today by Tactical Xmen, so thank you again to that group and that company for sending me this product. We talked about the Buffalo plate carrier, which is basically a modular, really nice Kedora heavy-duty plate carrier able to secure 2 full-size plates in there. But today I'm talking about how we can expand that plate carrier with the same brand of belt, battle belt, that can actually be attached to the plate carrier, giving you some more modular options to expand around your hips. Now, why am I doing a video on this? Well, personally, I've always wanted and always liked to have equipment that is loaded around my hips and around my back. I'm not a huge fan of having everything on my chest, around my back, around my sides. I want that flexibility to run, crawl, etc. And I don't like having everything in my face. Issued equipment nowadays tends to be very heavy on the front. I'm a big guy. I'm not a big fan of having huge things all over my chest. I like to have it around my hips, very similar to the days of which I was in the British Army, where we had PLCE, or personal load carrying equipment. Have it around my waist and kind of a little bit more snug, and I have more control and sort of ability to move around. And it's also quite nice for vehicles too, because you can just shift it up, sit down, and off you go. So today we're going to go over that with the Buffalo plate carrier and the battle belt that comes along with it. Now, I've already done a video, as I mentioned, on this plate carrier. This is a very nice rig. As you can see, quick detach couplings on either side of the rig itself, and of course on the straps at the top. I really do like this rig. Like I said, I've done a video on it before. You can go check it out. But as you can see, I have expanded the rig now with a battle belt. You can see, and this is the heavy duty belt that comes for this rig. And it is wide, it is heavy, and it is strong. It's got very good padding. You can see there, it's nice and thick all the way around there. Okay. Now I have attached this, as you can see, just with zip ties. However, there is a system that comes with this belt that you can actually use to attach them. It actually has on the label there. They're called Y-shaped pullers. Okay, so they basically loop through these grommets that are located around the belt here. Okay, and they attach to the plate carrier. Now, the plate carrier itself has quite a lot of space on it already. You can put a number of pouches around the sides here and even onto the back. But I personally like to have something, as I said, a little bit more expandable to the hips and to the waist, because there's nothing worse than having your water bottle and heavy equipment dragging around on your sides. I prefer to have it locked to my hip bones, where there's more structure in your skeleton to actually hold those heavier items. You'll notice at the front, it does have this heavy duty clip, which is really, really nice. Now this clip, you have to be very careful when you're looking at clips like this for battle belts, because if they're made flimsy, or they're not made strong enough, which I've seen many of these being very thin and not reinforced, they fail and they snap. This guy, and just listen to the click, that is a heavy duty locking buckle. That's something you always have to be very cautious of when you're buying these pieces of equipment. This is definitely a reinforced plastic buckle, and that heavy click is really nice, okay? It does also have these 2 locking features on either side of the belt, preventing it from untangling itself when you're crawling or running around. The last thing you want is if you're shuffling around on the floor with this and these getting loose, then you're just gonna have all your webbing pulling off your sides. You don't want that. You can see also in terms of its size, it's big. Okay, it is a big belt. It has a lot of capacity underneath there. Okay, so a lot of room for you to put heavy duty pouches on there. There's nothing worse than having a quote battle belt and all you can put on it is 9mm magazine pouches and a Gerber or a multi-tool. No, if you want an expansion to a belt like this or to a rig like this, you're gonna want that extra capacity. And as you can see, it's got a bit of a crease there. I just need to wear it more. But there is a lot of expansion there. Now, some of the expansion you can put on there, for myself, we do have the CAD-PAT pouch here. I can put heavy-duty pouches all the way around this guy and have no issue, right? This is probably the biggest pouch I have, right? It's actually a med kit. It's a full-size med kit. Okay, it's a CAD-PAT pouch. But this is a beefy pouch. This is something you could for sure put on the back of here or onto the side of this mounting, okay, and have absolutely no problem with it coming off. All you need is some malice clips onto the molly there and into this specialized molly that you can see, okay? Very strong material, very rarely gonna fail. And the grommet's located, I think, on 6 points around the rig. So you have one at the front, side, and rear, and then of course on the opposite sides as well, which is really important because you don't want a battle belt that has only, you know, 1 or 2, or well, 4 is the minimum you're going to want to secure the underside of this rig. This has 6, so lots of reinforcement. If you're putting a lot of heavy equipment on here, okay, it's going to be held in place. You can tell by the Cordura fabric, okay, that it is strong, and I can prove that it is Cordura. Okay, so this is the tag that comes off it. Reinforced Cordura, very, very strong. Okay, able to be washed if necessary with, you know, a good scrub, and just an all-round really nice setup if you want to expand the Buffalo plate carrier that I've mentioned in my previous videos, which of course I will put in the description box below. You can see the branding there once again. I'll just put it on screen for you. So there it is, right there. So this is Universal Armor, again, Cordura fabric, and we're going to throw it on now, just give you guys a bit of a feel of what it looks like and how it feels. I have to admit, I do not have rigs without these anymore. I always have an expandable battle belt. It's just the way I like to roll. I like to have the option of being given more capacity to my rig if and when I need it. This is an extremely comfy plate carrier, I'll tell you that right now. I've never had any issue with taking this out on rucks, on loaded marches. I haven't put many pouches on it yet because I've actually created my own customized rig with my issued frag vest or plate carrier that the Canadian Army give me. But the reality is that maybe you're an airsoft, or you want to get into loaded marches, or you want to actually use this for your own service, you're welcome to, right? And it's certainly going to provide you with everything you need. So here you go, okay? Thin profile, overall fairly thin profile rig, right? But you can see the expansion that I've provided now on these hips. Okay, look at the amount of pouches I can add around the back here. Okay, nice and comfy, not too low, you know, that it presses onto my butt, because the last thing you want is equipment like this that's so low that when you sit down in a vehicle or, you know, just on a chair, you can't actually sit down. So this is nice and tight, locked into the seam of the plate carrier, giving you that ability to put pouches all over there. Here's another pouch that I have, okay, just a standard utility pouch, cat pack utility pouch, just there. Okay, again, really, really nice. You can just place it on the side there if you wish, or around any point of that belt. Which again, I really, really love having that feature of the heavier utility equipment on that belt where the weight's going to be held down by your hips instead of all on your front. You can tell by the front here as well, those heavy duty buckles, there's not much room in between here. You don't want this sagging all the way down here, so you've got this massive patch where your gut comes out. Okay, it's nice and tight, nice and close. Lots of flexibility too, if you need to shuffle, you need to shimmy, right? If you're crawling, there's lots of ability to flex and move around. It is super comfy, and again, that robust clip, I mean, it's not going anywhere. Okay, I am pushing as hard as I can, and those buckles are staying nice and tight, okay? I've actually loosened off a little bit just to give me some kind of free play. But there you go, folks. If you're looking at expanding your plate carrier, believe it or not, this can work on any plate carrier. It doesn't have to work on the Buffalo. If you're not too interested in the Buffalo carrier from this supplier, then maybe look at the belt being utilized on other plate carriers to give you that expansion if you want it. Once again, thank you Tactical Xmen for sending me these products. I really, really appreciate being able to kind of give a showcase, some really nice equipment. As I said, great features, great rig, and you know, if you want to get those attachments, you're more than welcome to. Right now I've just put the zip ties on there, but if you want something a little bit more robust, then of course there are malice clips you can get. In fact, I think I have a couple of them somewhere. No, I put them away. That's okay, right? So you do have that ability, put all sorts of different pouches on this thing. Have a think about it, take a look at their website, I'll put it in the description box below. Thank you again for joining me, have a good one. All the best, bye bye.